What's up, guys? It's the Gypsy again. There's a lot of good fights these 2 months, so I'm gonna have to make another prediction video again. Yes, indeed. This next prediction is gonna be Bredis versus Dorticos. I've been waiting for this fight for a very long time, just like the Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko fight. If you watched that video, you know that I picked Loma on that one, and I picked up with schooling. And I feel like, even though this is not the video for it, but I'll just say it anyway. I feel like there's some extra shit, the more detailed stuff that I should add to that fucking video. But I left a comment in that video if you want to see it. It's a comment with a YouTube video explaining this is a sparring session from Loma and fucking Teo, and you see there's a huge difference that there's a possibility that Loma fucking walks down Teofimo Lopez and probably stops him. But I don't know about the stoppage, but he's gonna walk him down for sure. You know, Teofimo is a tough kid. I don't think he might be able to be stopped, but anything can happen. I'm just still gonna take a safe bet and say it's gonna go decision, because since Teofimo's a tough kid, I think he'll last 12 rounds. Shit, if Pedraza lasted for 12 rounds, Teofimo is definitely going to last for 12 fucking rounds, even though he was playing survival game, Pedraza. Anyways, we're talking about Dorticos versus Bredis here. For a long time, I thought Dorticos would take this, but then again, I never really analyzed the Bredis ever. I never really looked at how skillful this guy is, because I always thought of him as a dirty-ass fighter. Based on that Noel versus the Noel Gavork fight, which I recently watched, and I don't think that decision was unfair. I think Bredis probably did win that fight, even though that's going against my Armenian fella. It don't mean anything to me. I go by the righteous decision, and I think some of those shots I thought that were landing, they didn't really land. He just grazed Bredis, and Bredis beat the shit out of him, honestly. I think I didn't really score it. I just watched it because of the fact that I looked like 5-6 rounds. 6 rounds. The rounds that I saw before that I thought Noel Gavork won. I take it back, man. Bredis won those rounds. So if that was the case, the decision was fair, and I think based on it, you could even see the face busting up and everything. I didn't score it. The whole purpose was just to watch 5 rounds to see how and what Bredis brings to the table against Dorticos. Didn't have to watch the whole fucking fight. I've seen Bredis fight before. I've seen you fight him 12 rounds against Usyk, and the first 3 rounds he was doing great, and then just got his ass beat up the entire fucking rest of the rounds. Anyways, all that shit aside, based on how Bredis fights, that's the whole point why I watched that fight. I watched three different fights from him. Based on how Bredis fights and how Dorticos fights, I'm gonna go with the fact that Bredis is gonna knock out Dorticos in the later rounds, because Dorticos is a 1-2-3 and don't move out of the way. He's just a come forward, push forward, not even back up when he has to. He has defense. He puts up his guard. That's about it. That's his defense primarily. That's all it really comes down to with his defense. And honestly, that is not enough to beat somebody like Bredis. Bredis is very talented. Bredis is very good at linear movements, going back and forth, changing his attack, whether it's gonna go up or down. Whether he's gonna throw a body shot or up, he constantly feints to down to up. He is on a different level than Dorticos. Dorticos is a very simple fighter, and honestly, if he gets beat, he's gonna get beat. He's gonna get knocked out. He doesn't really have much of a future unless he improves. He's very flat-footed. I don't see this fight going. He's gonna get knocked out probably in the give or take 9th, 10th round or some shit like that, I would probably go with, let's just say maybe 10, round 10. He gets knocked out by Bredis. Bredis is a tough son of a bitch. He can take shots, and he can deliver shots, and he's a powerful hitter, and he is very skillful at defending and changing angles from even side to side. You know, he's not much of a, he doesn't move much sideways, sidewise. I don't know the right word for this. He doesn't move in different angles as like Loma, for instance, or Usyk or something like that. He's not as good as that, but he still has angle movements like that would fuck the shit out of Dorticos, and his come forward, straight up forward attack style. And I saw his last fight against whoever that black dude was. I forgot his name. He knocked out in, like, what was it, like the fucking 9th or 8th round, whatever it was. I didn't even keep track. I was watching it, and it was probably a 10th round, I think. He knocked him out, whatever that guy was. And that's the entire time. He was doing the same shit against Gassiev. He was doing the same exact thing, and Gassiev was just picking him apart because it was so obvious. It's 1, 2, and then if the next guy hits, I'm going to put my guard up. That's all he was doing. So Dorticos, I personally believe, Doritos, Hot Cheetos, is definitely going to lose against Bredis. No doubt. I don't doubt it. There's no question about it. Yeah, it comes down to that prediction. What else? Well, what else can I add to that? There's obviously other fights that I'm interested as well. Charlo versus Devinchenko, the older Charlo. I know the younger one's fighting someone else. I have to look into who that guy is to make an assessment on if he can beat him or not. But Devinchenko or Charlo, I can't make a prediction off of that right now. I feel like Devinchenko would beat him, but there is also the decision factor, because look what happened with Korobrov. Korobrov was schooling the shit out of the older Charlo, and he got fucking robbed. And yeah, he got rocked in the a little bit at the end, but he was beating him majority of the fight. His hand speed was way too fast. His jab was way too fast. He would slap the jab off of Charlo's, stupid dish shit. Like, he was just tossing it. He's not even doing it. He's trying to gauge the distance, and then he would slap that, and he would hit him in the face. He would slap it down, his jab, and hit him in the face. It's just with another jab. It's just like fucking ridiculous. And he still got robbed. So I don't feel like Devinchenko can probably stop Charlo. If he could stop Charlo, then if Charlo can be stopped by Devinchenko, I would say yes. I give that W. But I don't know if he can stop him or not. So I still gotta look at that fight, analyze it and everything. But in that fight, I feel like the one thing that will make the difference is body shots. Similar to the Triple G fight that Devinchenko was pulling off, body shots are going to make a tremendous difference on what's going to happen to Charlo. He is definitely going to get outboxed. I feel like it's going to be the case. But at the same time, I feel like Charlo would, since this video is only like 5-6 minutes for the Dorticos versus Bredis, I might as well add a few more things for this fight, but this is not a full prediction. It's just assuming that's what's going to happen. It's not really a prediction. I'm not predicting this. Not yet. I'll make a separate video for this fight. Unless I change my mind, unless I come up with something while I'm driving right now, it makes sense, and I'll make my decision off of that. But I still got to look at it. I can't just... I've seen both guys fight, but I still have to look at how they fight before I make a decision. A complete decision. Based off of how both guys fights, how Triple G Devinchenko was, the body shots are gonna make a difference, but is that gonna be enough to completely destroy the will that Charlo has to survive and stay in the game long enough to even maybe get lucky enough to hurt Devinchenko at one point in time? I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. But if it was I think if it's a fair fight, You know, because there's the politics in this boxing. You know, if it was a fair fight, if there's nothing, you know, the judges don't rip off Devinchenko, I feel like Devinchenko wins, and I'll go with the decision. But I can't say that because I feel like this might be a controversial bullshit decision. But who knows, if Devinchenko can knock him out, you know, I'll just go with the knockout. If I could see something in their fight that can lead me to believe that he will knock him out, I'll go with the knockout instead of saying this fight will go to a decision. You see what I'm saying? This is the reason why I don't want to make this prediction. Not yet. That shit aside, forget it. Anyways, fighting somebody, I don't know. I'll look at that. Obviously, it's going to be an obvious. From what I'm hearing, he's going to knock the motherfucker out. I don't know. I'll look into that fight as well. And then, who else? Joe Smith against Beterbiev. That fight, if it comes to fruition, Joe Smith gets fucking destroyed by Beterbiev. Destroyed. There is no question that he gets destroyed. He gets fucking destroyed, my friend. He gets smashed to bits. There's not. I don't see Joe Smith just because he fought in Alvarez that is a low output fighter. Joe Smith shoots a lot. He hits a lot, bro. I mean, if I didn't know when that fight took place, then I found out it took place. I was like, holy shit, this guy fought him. I would have picked Joe Smith myself, honestly, because of the fact that Alito Alvarez, just because he luckily knocked out Kovalev, old washed up Kovalev, he is a low output punch guy. Well, Joe Smith hits plenty, combination after combination, always focused, always goes after this guy. You know, even though he got beat by Bivol, doesn't mean shit. He's a very productive fighter. Doesn't get tired quickly. He has a stamina that goes. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He does not quit. He's not like kind of like Usyk, you know, in a way, but not exactly. Usyk has more output, but you get the picture. That guy was not gonna beat Joe Smith, bro. But Joe Smith against Beterbiev is smashing. It's a smash. Beterbiev destroys him. And then when people, let's forget about that now. Let's talk about Bivol. This guy does not get the credit that he deserves. After he beat Chalemba, he beat fucking, who else? Joe Smith. He beat fucking, what was that motherfucking Canadian guy? Fuck, I forgot his name. What was that guy's name? Fucking, that Kovalev beat twice. Some black dude. If you know boxing, you know who I'm talking about. That guy. He beat him, almost knocked him out a couple of times, you know, but he didn't because I guess he was playing safe. This guy barely even gets hurt, bro, but this guy never gets the credit he deserves. Honestly, bro, he is either number 1 or number 2 in that division. Kvasnik can kiss his ass. Kvasnik cannot beat fucking Bivol. I repeat, and I'll say it again and again and again and again. Kvasnik, if he comes back from retirement or whatever he is in, Kvasnik will get his ass beat by Bivol. He will get outboxed. He will not get stopped. Not like what Beterbiev did to him. He will not get stopped. But he'll get his ass fucking beat. That's for sure. I'll bet money on that shit. I'll bet money on that shit. Shit, I'll bet the house on that shit. That he'll get fucking beat. The house that I just fucking bought. Realistically. About last year, November, if you want to know. So, yeah, let's make this video short. Maybe my fucking shit's gonna stop halfway through. The memory of the phone. Anyways. Make it shorter. Let's make it like 17 minutes. Let's go. Okay. So, pretty much, the only guy that can actually beat Bivol that I see that could be a possibility is Beterbiev. No one else. I've always thought about this. I always said this. This is the only dude. Not always. I didn't know Beterbiev at the time as well. So I can't say always. But as soon as I know who Bredis was and what he did to the amateurs, to Usyk, and all this stuff, and then he beat Groznik the way he did, that's the only dude I see beating Bivol. And not because of skill, because there's a giant skill gap between these two. Reflex, speed-wise, all these things. Bivol is better. It's just the power aspect of it. There's not, I won't say giant skill gap, but there is a skill gap. I won't say that much, because Bivol is very skillful himself. I've seen it. I've seen his fights. He's a pretty skillful motherfucker. But Bivol, on the other hand, is very... as I said, there's a skill gap. Let's stop talking about the skill. The power-wise is what's going to make a difference with the Bivol versus Bredis fight. Bivol might not be able to have an answer for the power, where he's throwing his punches and he has very minimal effect on this dude that just keeps walking forward. And he's throwing his shots and he's landing them. He's going to land it. Bredis is that powerful and that talented, where he's pretty much fighting like little kids, at this point in this weight division. He's fighting kids. That's how powerful this guy is. I feel like this guy belongs in the cruiserweight division, honestly. But I guess he doesn't feel comfortable in the cruiserweight, so he fights in light heavyweight. That's the only dude I see beating him. But that's still a question, because how talented Bivol is, that he can avoid and stay away. And if Bredis does beat him, he's gonna end him later in the later rounds. If he does catch him, if he does manage to pull it off, that's the only dude. I can't really say who would win that fight. That's the only one that it's a toss-up for me at this point, because I have to really look into both dudes to make that decision. It's unlike Devinchenko and Charlo, I know Devinchenko will win, but whether he's going to get the decision or not, or he could probably stop him, that's a different story. But on a fair ground fight, that's what I'm talking about here. But here, it's on a fair ground fight. I don't know who would really legitimately win. Whether Bredis will get a KO or it will go to a fucking decision where Bivol takes it, because Bivol will take it if it goes to decision. I don't see Bredis fucking beating him on decision, even though that's a possibility as well. I don't see it, because Bredis is pretty talented no matter what. His power would make it happen. His power would take control of the fight as it goes on, just like how he did to Groznik. Groznik is pretty talented, but he made it look like he's dealing with a child. You know what I mean? Anyways, that's a different story. But Bivol don't get much respect, man. You guys gotta give Bivol respect. Bivol is a hell of a fighter, and do not compare Bivol to Regis Prograis. Regis Prograis is fucking levels below fucking Bivol. Levels. And that's all I gotta say. The gypsy's out.